Good morning, guys, and welcome. Today's Monday, brand new day of the week, right? And welcome to my live Facebook stream. My name is Jimmy Cheng. I'm a professional photographer, filmmaker, and an Olympus ambassador. So this is Monday. I know this Monday blue thing, right? Okay, no, it's not. Right, okay, welcome back. And like I said, this live stream is all about photography, filmmaking, and of course, Michael Four Third gear, and especially Olympus. Right, I'm here to talk about anything that I just mentioned. So if you have any question, you feel free to ask me. If you're new here, you don't know how this live stream usually run, you usually have some sort of structure for how I conduct the live stream for the next 30 minutes or so. Let me just bring that up to you so you can kind of familiarize yourself how this works. So let's get it out now. So usually this is kind of my structure here. We have a general update, and then coming up will be the topic of the day, and finally will be the Q&A. Because this is a live stream, nothing's rehearsed, and of course anything could happen. If you cannot hear me or see me for whatever reasons, please give me a shout. I should be able to see from my comment box, and then as soon as I see it, I will try to fix it. If not, then tough. Unfortunately, we're living in a day and age that, I'm running everything myself. I do not have let's say a technical crew behind me to fix problem as it goes along. So hopefully this thing will come in handy, and then becoming more educational and more entertaining for you guys as well. So good morning, Jason. Wow, cool. You are the first one here. Excellent stuff. Right, so I do have a lot of stuff to talk about today, but not quite specifically about photography or filmmaking in today's live stream, because I want to show you something. Right, okay. Good morning, Roman. Good morning, Brad. Okay, that's good. Excellent. Because I did have something with the audio this morning, but I figured that out. So now it should be fine now. So hopefully you can hear me okay. Good stuff. So general update, and if you're brand new here, this live stream is public, so everybody can see in Facebook. I want to also use this opportunity to give my friends and family around the world, to let them know that I'm still okay, my family's okay in London, especially during this challenging time. Should I say that? Okay, and then also I will give you some update regarding to maybe the forthcoming days in this particular live stream this week, or maybe the next couple of weeks, and also my YouTube channel at the same time as well. So this is kind of the general update I usually would give during this particular section here. And then the second point I mentioned that it will be the topic of the day, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about what I'm going to do in the next few weeks as well. And finally, of course, it's Q&A. So if you have anything relating to photography, filmmaking, or any gear related stuff, you can also pop the question in comment section and let me know what you want to talk about. Good morning, Borana. Good morning, everybody. That's cool. Right, my Facebook stream uses a lot smaller in scale compared to my YouTube. My YouTube is just with 100 times bigger than this, and but it's quite nice to have some lovely friends, and like all of you guys here just watching me and commenting at the moment. But let's talk a little bit about update first. Right, and first of all, I want to ask you guys, how are you? Hopefully you guys had a great weekend wherever you are. In London we had pretty good weather actually, and however we didn't really go out as such, because we were worried, and since the government announced that you can now go out, not only just for exercising, but you can also just go out to have a stroll. There's no time limit. You can also meet one friend at a time, providing you keep the social distancing of 2 meters, so like you can kind of like talk face to face, but you have to keep that distance going on. So everything still sounds a bit weird, but at least you can go out and you don't have to worry about getting fined by the police. But from what I heard, a couple of my friends already Facebooked me this morning saying that they went to parks in London, and all the parks in central London were jam-packed, and so that's not so good. So lucky that I didn't go out, and well, that's just something you have to do, right? But let me know what you guys do. Hopefully you all had a good time, whether you're doing barbecuing because the weather was good. Burana, I'm not sure it's about Thailand. Roman, about Germany, and everybody else. I don't know exactly your areas or how the weather is like. Hopefully they all, as good weather as London. But yeah, what I did though, apart from some house stuff, and I did make something with the kids, which is actually pretty fun. And Roman to say here, the weather's okay, people going out, and wow, you can meet 5 people now. Oh, okay. Before it was only 1. Oh, well, maybe something that we may increase that number in the near future, but we're not quite sure at this moment in time. And the same mindset. Yeah, it's Yeah, right. Ray just said the same thing because Ray obviously he lives in London as well, and yeah, it's really going to be something to look forward to. And I do miss the outdoor. I mean, I really wanted to go out, but as soon as I heard that there were too many people outside, and it is something that I'm not too keen on experiencing, especially this time of the year, or this time, during this or these stages, I would say, for this pandemic at the moment. So I was still trying to stay home, trying to stay, especially I've got young family. It's not that I'm just by myself. If I'm just living by myself, I may venture out to take some photos or videos, but if you've got a young family, you're gonna they are priorities. You don't want to them to be infected or something, that's not very, very good indeed. But anyway, so I did say that I want to show you something. So this weekend I did something pretty cool. So I want to show you this little stop motion video. This is just a draft at the moment. I haven't finished everything yet because I'm telling you, this is something that I made with the kids. So you have to stay tuned for my YouTube video. I'm going to put it into, I'll compile it into a video, and how we made this particular thing, and it's basically for all the kids and family, and everybody can enjoy doing it, even if you're grown up, and then you can still enjoy this process. You can make it way more fancy and stuff like that if you've got the skill sets to do so, but it's very, very straightforward stuff. I just want to quickly show you, and I'm just going to comment it over it because I don't, no music, no nothing at the moment. It's just purely just the movie. Yes, I'm just going to show it to you right now. Just let me do that right now. Stop motion. Okay, I hope you guys can hear me. Well, this is actually a very short story that was written by my daughter Annabelle, and so what we did was we asked them to use Legos to build up the scenes and the set, and we just played it all out, so they all have fun doing that. And what I did was I take the photos and I just stitched them together in Final Cut and make them into stop motion movies. And so what happened is once you put in the music and put in the narrative and maybe even the actual movie itself, that you can actually see that quite cool, and they become quite fun to watch. And the kids absolutely loved it. They loved making it, so they're really looking forward to watching this thing when it's completed. So that will be really fun, right? And so this is something you really should try with the kids, and they're really straightforward. If you're a photographer, if you've got a digital camera, it doesn't need to be something fancy. Yeah? You can use your iPhone, you can use something. All you need is obviously you need a steady platform, so because things cannot move. So you need the table to put your sets on, and you need a phone or a digital camera, anything can capture digital images on a tripod, because you want it to be as still as possible, and because the only thing is moving is whatever characters, whatever thing you want to move in the scene. So you have to keep everything quite stationary. This is actually pretty fun, and once it's done, hopefully it'll be a masterpiece for my daughter, yeah, because she wrote the story, and Ashton, my son, also helped out in building those little bricks as well. So like the whole family got involved, and we got quite excited doing it. Having said that, we didn't finish until 9:30 p.m. yesterday. We started about like after lunch. So it did take a little while, but the thing is, you know how kids work, especially when they're young, it takes some time for them to write out the story and have to build up the sets and stuff. They take their time to do it, but they definitely enjoyed it. It's really, really cool. And the death of the Roman, yeah, you know what? Yeah, one thing is good about Micro Four Thirds is because the close focusing distance of this, the entire thing that you just saw there, apart from I think a couple of scenes, and all of them were shot with the 12 to 40 millimeters f2.8 Pro, and as the ability to get so close to the subject that you're almost creating a macro effect. And there were a couple of shots I did use the 30 millimeters macro because I was trying to shoot through the doors and things like that. But other than that, it's very, very easy, very, very easy. And you can see it's quite cinematic. It's actually pretty good. And yeah, it's all fun. It's very straightforward. I'm going to show you how to do it in my YouTube video as well, and how you stitch them together, how you play with the actual timelines and stuff, and create a sort of effect. And it's really, really cool and simple to do. So that's one thing I want to show you. And there's another thing as well, because I was actually, while my wife and the kids were doing some cookings this last weekend, so I just, out of boredom, I did some time lapses. This is the time lapse of the muffin. Just want to show you guys that it's pretty fun. This duration of 20 minutes, and this is something if you haven't done like normally, while you're stuck at home, you must well just try to do something. This pretty cool, right? I don't know. I mean, I just don't do time lapses enough to, to be around, because I know a lot of people when they go traveling, they like to. I mean, when I travel, I do time lapses and even hyperlapses. They're also pretty fun to do. So how about lighting? Okay, that's Burana. What Burana said. Okay, right. Okay, Burana. To make it constant, of course, the best is to have a continuous key light. So what I did was I set up as LED lights. You can use anything. You can use your phone, use a flash gun or something like that. Or if you have a bright window, you can just use window light. That's the most simple way to do. You don't even need anything fancy. But because the light level is changing, and so you may get an occasional change of exposure. But what I would suggest you to do is because you are taking still photos for the stop motion movie, so set it to semi-auto, because then the computer will determine the exposure themselves. So trying to make it as consistent as possible rather than you manually adjusting it. So just set it the aperture priority or shutter speed priority, and you just keep the exposure as much as possible and bung it into Lightroom, and because you can actually still tune it. Don't do it in JPEG, do it in RAW and bung into Lightroom. Adjust everything you need to adjust, then export them into JPEG and then bung into a movie program to do the stop motion. That would be quite cool. Good morning, Ralph. Wow, you're super early there. I think you did say to me that it's about 4 a.m. in your area. Welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you for joining me. So I think you just missed my stop motion video just a little bit. And who wants to watch it again? I think it's really good. I could talk about it today. So it's something that we did with the kid yesterday on Sunday, and we spent literally the whole afternoon and part of the evening before they go to bed to finishing off. I actually did editing, compile it into a small movie last night after they'd gone to bed. And I still have to put music on. I still have to put the words. I mean the sound on, and because Annabelle actually read the story, so hopefully she can see this movie and she can hear herself, and she'll make herself even more proud after that, because she felt that she actually involved in it. Of course, Ashton built the setup break as well. So let me just show it to you one more time. I think it's pretty fun, and there you go. Right, okay, so this is it. I'm just doing a bit of narrative here, and so all this stuff here are shot just with a camera and one lens, and I didn't even I did two lenses actually. I did say that I did use one macro lens, but all of them were using manual focus and also the 12 to 40 millimeters f2.8 Pro lens, but you can use any lens. Like I mentioned, you can use any camera that can take digital photo. That's all you need, and you can just compile a story. So let me just run through the stages again. So first of all, I asked the kids to write a story, and then so they wrote a little story. I'm not going to tell you about the story because I'll let her tell you the story when you see the finished product. So it's then after that, and the kids would just went out to busy building the characters out, building the set. So everything you see there is constructed by the kids. So the building, everything. So they did it all. I did select a background. You can see my iPad was there, so I used the iPad to create a background, so to speak. So I did all that, and in terms of lighting, because I actually took those photos at nighttime, so there's not much light there, so I had to use a LED light to keep the light source constant. Initially, I wanted to do it during the afternoon using window light only, because that's obviously most people would do, having a natural light. So Burana just mentioned about lighting, so you need a consistent light because you don't want changing in exposures as much as possible, trying to keep it constant. So I would suggest you to do a aperture priority or semi-auto, use the computer in the camera to dictate the exposure level. So just keep it as constant as possible. Once you take all these a series of these photos, you probably end up with a few hundreds, but it's very straightforward. Don't get deterred by the number of photos you're taking, because it's very straightforward, I'm telling you, because you don't have to do too much, especially if you are familiar with photo processing. All you need to do is to do 1 or 2 photos, and then you apply the setting doing batch processing. So like it's a click of a button, a couple of minutes later, all the photos are processed, and then you export them in JPEG, and then after that, you put all these JPEG images into your video program, and I'll show you the steps afterward. It's very straightforward. And this particular video I'm going to do in my YouTube, so you'll see. I think this Sunday I'm going to try and edit it for this Sunday, so you'll see the entire ins and out about the whole thing, and you'll see my kids playing and how they built the whole thing as well. So it's going to be really fun. And also there's something I did mention to you, that I finally got my second dongle. Remember I told you about my second dongle that I finally got, so I can now do live demonstrations. This is something I really wanted to do for a long time, but I haven't got my second unit, so I wasn't able to do, because the only one I can do it live is either connect my mobile phone wirelessly, but the program is very difficult to use, and well, not difficult, just too simple. There's not much adjustment you can do. You can change the angle, you can't change the exposure, you can't do focus lock, so it's very difficult for me to control stuff. So now I have a second unit. So I showed that to you last week, and but what I have in addition to that is also one of my my mates in China has sent me this. Right, this is cool, right? And this is a brand new Holyland. Oh, it's not focusing. Holyland 400S. It's still trying to lock onto my face. The face tracking is just too good. So this thing does allow me to do wireless transmission, because I'm going to switch it to another camera now, so you can see exactly what I mean. Right. So you can see now, this is actually for my second camera. So now I can do this like wirelessly. There's no wire. So let me just switch it back to the main cam so you can see this now. So this is actually completely wireless. So I can actually walk around, go into the garden. Maybe if I do macro shots, I can actually show you live exactly what's going on the screen. And then you can see that like now I'm just pointing to myself. I can just walk around with it, completely wireless. And the image lagging, image lag is almost non-existent. You know, from the specifications I read from these units, and they only 0.1 of a second lag. So it's actually pretty darn good. And although, you know, the streaming quality is only restricted to 1080, it's no 4K stream, but as you can see, that is actually good enough. You know, I don't see this one here. Yeah, I don't see any problem at all. You can see that the camera is still tracking my face really nicely. So I think it's very useful for live demo, which is excellent, because you can see the settings, you can see things I see as I see it, you know, live on the scene. So I don't have to pre-record something. So if I do manage to find something cool and fun to do, maybe this is something I will explore further for the next few streams and stuff like that. So let's stay tuned. And then I haven't figured out what I want to do with the wireless system yet, but I think there's a huge opportunity there for me to do a lot of stuff, especially now, because Olympus did ask me to do some live demo stuff, and I did tell them that I was waiting for, like, first of all, is this dongle here, so allow me to plug in another camera. So not only just the one that I'm filming on, but I want another one that I can use to do demo, because I can also show you, like for instance, the actual back screen of the settings. So if I press menu, so I can actually see, because everything's flipped at the moment, and then if I unflip it, I can actually see it properly. So you can actually see all the setting that I have with these particular camera that I'm actually wirelessly connected to the streaming software. So this is actually very cool, and it's also quite nice as well. I did try the range, and the range does go quite long, as long as there's line of sight. Even without line of sight, I can go into a couple of rooms, and then even with like wooden walls in between, or plaster wall in between, they're still able to go through it, but not brick walls. So I try to run around the corner of the house, and they wouldn't go as fast as that. You know, I can still go to the garden, and that's it. But that is pretty good. I think I'm quite impressed. The quality is definitely good. So I'm going to do a review of this wireless unit later as well. So stay tuned for if you're interested. Is actually very interesting. Mind you, though, you know, any sort of wireless transmissions and is not cheap, and even though this by comparison is a lot cheaper than other bigger systems out there, but considering the bang for bucks, you know, things that you want to do and want to achieve, if you do manage to use these sort of wireless transmissions, and they are pretty good. They are pretty good. I mean, so far I only had a few days playing with it at the moment. I haven't got time to fully utilizing it, and but I think the live demo is definitely one of the applications I can employ with these units here. So that's pretty Amazing. So anything else that I want to talk to you guys about? Of course. And if you missed my post last Friday, I think last Friday is Thursday, Friday, Friday and Saturday. Yes, and you probably missed something that I posted, something like this. And right, what is this? Okay, this is my face, of course, and I was doing a promotion for Olympus brand new vlogging kit. So this is actually their brand new kit that's assembled, mainly targeting the European community. I'm not entirely sure whether the US have this particular kit, but it's actually quite cool because what it does consist of is, let me just close up this photo here. Is obviously not the wireless controller here, but it's the EM5 Mark III. This exact setup here, the GorillaPod 500, the 12mm f2 prime with the metal hood, because this usually comes in separately. You have to buy the hood separately, but it's really nice metal hood there. And then it also comes with the LSP4 recorder. So everything you need to start filming and vlogging. So if you want to get something really cool and at a discounted price, this kit is for you, and then it's quite nice. I do like the kit in general. You know, you can see a lot of my videos, a lot of my vlogs, a lot of my YouTube stuff. A lot of them were shot with the EM5 Mark III and this particular setup that I use. So I mean, Olympus saw me using it and they thought, you know, why don't you just assemble the whole kit together? Maybe we can just make it as a combo, you know, for people to get started in vlogging and filming. So that is really awesome. And so if you're interested, you're very welcome to this. This is what the kit looks like. And you have, of course, the GorillaPod. You have the actual the camera itself, the lens, and you can see the shot mount as well. The shot mount is at the top, that was also included in the kit, and also the LSP4 recorder and the little fluffy thing, which is called the windjammer or the windshield, to avoid wind noises. So if you're interested in doing something similar, you're a content creator, you want to create something online for videos and stills, this kit is almost unbeatable. I think Olympus UK at the moment having a special code as well. Head on to Olympus UK page site. They actually have a code for allowing you to take a small discount from it as well, which is absolutely, I think, is pretty cool. So head on there, have a look, and also have a video to show you, because I did this in conjunction with a video that was to promote the vlogging and then the vlogging kit. So this is it. This is me again with the yellow jacket, and so this is I took these photos, I think, in January, just before the lockdown, and so that is pretty cool. So this is the photos, right? And I'm going to show you my videos. Let's see if I can get that one right now. And so I'm just going to go to the camera here, and I would show you the versions here. Ready for that? Ready? There we go.
Hi, welcome to Hong Kong. I'm Jimmy Cheng, and in today's video, I would like to show you how to make a creative vlog. First, let's talk a little bit about gear. My vlogging setup usually comprises of these components right here: the Olympus OMD EM5 Mark III, LSP4, the 12mm f2 prime, this Joby GorillaPod. So this is the vlogging setup. Now you have your gear. It is time to plan your first vlog. Well, it is a very important step, because without a plan, you will be lost and do not know what and where to shoot. In fact, it's actually not difficult, because if you go out or go and travel, you will have a plan, like where to see, what to try, and things like that. So you do have a plan. All you need to do is incorporate that plan into your video production and then fill in the gaps. So these gaps needs to be filled with little video clips.
Well, they are not random video clips you shoot on the street, but instead they are purposefully captured to show your audience where you visited and what you tried.
So they are very important, because these are the engaging content for your viewers, and it's important to make your vlogs more colorful, more punchy, and more interesting. There are many things you can do to make your vlog more creative. One of the simplest things to do is through transition, and this is something also you can do by yourself, and you don't need a complicated program to do it, because transition can change anything. You can change the location from this to this to this. Wow, this is fun, isn't it? Because by simply rotating the camera vertically or top to bottom, you can change the time and place. You can also do it sideways as well, like from left to right or right to left, whichever way you want. And it's also as effective and as creative. Now you have done all your filming. It is time to piece them together using an editing software. There are absolutely tons around. The end result should be the same no matter which one you choose at the end of the day. The only difference is usually the interface and how easy it's for you to understand. So yes, you will have to try to find out. Ultimately, it's all about practice, because the more you film, the more you edit, the more you vlog, the more experienced you become and the better you will get.
That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget these quick 5 points for making your very first creative vlog.
Oh, that's it. Well, I hope you guys enjoy this, and then thank you, Ray, for for praising this. And yeah, if you got any problem, don't forget, you know, I'm always here. You can message me directly. All of you, you know, like, you got my contact on Facebook already, so like you can just basically private message me, direct me, even like commenting this particular post. I will be able to see it and answer you accordingly what sort of thing you would need. But Ray, you know, like I said, you know, if you're really interested and doing some vlogging, you know, and I'll be very you know, trying to be helpful. You can just ask me any question you wish. So it's very straightforward. You know, like I mentioned, the Vlogger Kit does help you a lot in terms of everything that I just did there. You know what? The entire video that you saw there were completely filmed on using the same camera setup as well. Of course, there are some scenes I was using a longer lens, but other than that, is basically this. That's very simple. So it is very capable thing, and it's also is very small. You know, obviously not this big thing on top of it, but you can see my hand holding it in just how small it is. You can easily shove it in your bag, and then if you want to do some live other content creations, you want to have more things put it in your bag, and your vlogging equipment can be very minimal in comparison, so you can actually go anywhere and to vlog as and when you want. So this the beauty of Micro Four Thirds. And I saw also now the latest EM5 Mark III facial tracking is amazing as well. So you know, you see the tracking face. So I'm just trying to show you once again, and so you can actually see that it actually tracks my face. I can see the box highlighting my face. So everything is done automatically. You don't have to you know, preset anything. You can just let the camera does all the hard work for you. Shallow depth of field is also easily created with the lens that is attached with the Vlogger Kit, which is the 12mm f2 Pro. It's just pretty darn good. Even this main camera that I'm using at the moment is the same lenses as well. I got two 12mm lens here, and so you know, of course, because being an interchangeable camera, you can use other lenses for other content creations, like the film you just saw there. I, of course, during the vlogging elements, I was using the 12mm. But if some of the B-rolls, I was using some of the longer lenses, like the 40 to 150 2.8 Pro or any other longer lens if you wish. They are very affordable, so it's really nice to do. Excellent. So this is what I want to talk about today in today's stream, and of course tomorrow I'm going to have a proper topic again. I'm just thinking about what sort of thing you would like to hear, and I know I got a message yesterday suggesting me to talk about my inspiration, you know, in terms of who inspired me in photography, and you know, or any sort of photo books that I read and would like to recommend other people. I do have a lot, and I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to present it to you. There are two reasons for it. Because the first, I just recently moved house. A lot of my photo books are actually still in at my mum's place. I got a whole stack of them, so I haven't transferred them over yet. And because of the lockdown, I can't take them over either. So I won't be able to tell you what sort of photo books I have. I have quite a few. But inspiration, I can talk about inspiration perhaps, and then who inspired me in terms of the style of photography I now have or evolved from the original inspiration that I had from these masterpieces. So that would be quite cool. Yeah, it's really excellent. So that's it. So I want to say thank you guys for watching, and once again, don't forget this Wednesday I will have a YouTube live. Once again, my Photography 101 live. I already have a topic. I already posted on the YouTube community page. You can go on there and have your input. So I'll be able to use that for part of the contents that I'm going to talk about and discuss on Wednesday afternoon. And the live stream for my YouTube channel is between 3 to 4, maybe 4:30 p.m. Usually I'll overrun on my YouTube channel, and then but it seems to be quite popular. People like to engage in it and talk about a lot of stuff with the Olympus world. So this is something I will continue to do because it's quite fun for me. Having said that, I did lose my voice towards the end of it, so I need a lot of drinks for that particular live session. But other than that, I'm super happy. I'm very happy that I'm finally creating videos again, like the stop motion thing that you just saw. Is all pretty fun. And I've got a lot more announcement hoping to make in the next couple of weeks, but I will of course announce it in due course, and also when the time is right, I'll announce it, so that'll be really fun. Thanks Burana, and of course, stay safe everyone, stay safe, and this is the good message, because it is a difficult, challenging time for a lot of the creators, a lot of not just creators but everybody. So I really sincerely hope that everyone stays safe and healthy, keep their health, and this is the most important thing at this moment in time. I do really also hope that everyone get their job back like normally, and especially a lot of creators like myself, self-employed, will be able to go back out again and earn money, and so that will be something to look forward to, especially the world travel, everything. I just want the world back to where it was now. Just I think come to the point that it's been what 3 months now, almost 3 months now in London, so it's quite tough. And but you're hearing some signs, from the Asia, from other countries who experienced the pandemic earlier, and they're now easing down. They start going out a lot more, and things are slowly getting back to normal. So at least we're seeing some examples. At least that we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. We know we're going to be out there soon. So until next time, and then I am enjoying everything, Ralph. Thank you for joining me. I know it's very early in US, and but really thank you for joining. So that would be amazing, and hopefully one day I will be able to travel to your area, and to travel and see the world once again. Thank you. Oh, good morning, Mo. Yeah, latecomer. I'm just about to end my stream. And okay, but anyway, so I hope you guys will join me again tomorrow. And remember, my Facebook live stream will run between 11 to 11:30 a.m. GMT London time. So I'm really hoping to see you again tomorrow. Until next time. Until tomorrow, I'll see you again. Bye for now.